Hey everyone, happy, oh the sun is in my eyes, happy Wednesday and welcome to our weekly Crafty session. My name is Anne Granger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the beautiful town of Dorchester, Ontario, Canada. I am excited to be with you tonight, popping on just a few minutes after 7 so Facebook can let you know I've gone live, and that gives me a chance to check my settings and make sure that everything is looking great. Just gonna try to find myself here. I hope you had a great day. I had a great day. My friend Katie was over and we did some crafting and chatting and stamping and eating, and yeah, we ate chocolate. But it was a great day. I got a lot accomplished. I prepped for a couple classes that I have coming up in the next week, so that felt good, and my order finally arrived, which was nice because now I have new product to share with you starting next week, so I'm super excited. If you're here, say hi. Please like, comment, and share my video. I would love to know, what did you do today? Here in Southwest, we are having another heat wave. I don't even know what the temperature is. Let me look. It definitely feels cooler out there right now, but I don't want to believe it. Well, it's 26 and it feels like 36. Yeah, that's not cool. That's still hot. But maybe because there's a gentle breeze, that's why. And it's overcast, so maybe that helps. Like I said, if you're here, please say hi. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, let me know. I always like to know where my fellow viewers are watching from. And welcome to the Stamp with Anne community, and welcome to my happy place, aka my stamp room. All right, so if you know me, you know that I always have chocolate on the table. I actually filled this up this morning for Katie and I when we were here, so we're slowly working on this. I'm excited to put some new stuff in here, and I would love to know, what is your favorite treat when you craft? Is it like chocolate, or is it more like jubes or candies or things like that? Let me know. Okay, so if you follow me, you know that I go live Mondays and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm now going live during the summer on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I just have so much to share with you, and I love crafting with you, and I wanted to just share more and more with you. So you know, I pick a product of the week. So this week I had to pivot. I was waiting on 2 orders that got lost in the UPS shuffle, and finally they arrived. So I was like, what am I gonna do? Because most of my product we have done already. I have this rule where it can't go on my shelf. It sits in a basket and it can't go on my shelf until I've created at least 5 projects or more with it, or at least created for my Facebook Lives and social media posts. So I thought I would do the Majestic Mountain kit. It is a paper pumpkin kit. And I was excited to know that the refills are available for this. So our paper pumpkin kit is a monthly subscription. You can do it monthly. You can do a 3, 6, or 12-month subscription. It comes to your door, and it's like a little craft box. This little box is like a 30-minute escape for creativity. You can take this camping, you can take this on the airplane, you can take this to a cottage, you can take this to, if you have to go with an appointment to someone and you're gonna be sitting for a while, you can take this to a coffee shop and just create. Whatever you want. It's just like a little bit of escape for you to enjoy some you time. And I have to say, our paper pumpkin kits are getting better and better every month. I'm excited for the new one to come. I was hoping it would arrive so that I could show you what it looked like, but it didn't. So I'm going to show you this one. So let's flip the camera and we'll get started. I did find myself here, so let me move my my laptop over. My gosh, I can't talk today. Okay, I'm gonna flip the camera and we are going to introduce you to a paper pumpkin, and then I'm going to show you, if you've been following my videos this week, I say like paper pumpkin kits, or some paper pumpkin kits where I like make the projects exactly the way they are. But then there's other projects where I'll make like one of each and then make alternatives. And that is exactly what I've done this week with the Mountain Majestics. My daughter is a huge hiker. She loves to hike the mountains. So when I saw this kit, I was like, oh my gosh, this is totally for her. And I have to say there was one card I really liked more than the other, and I will let you know which one that is. And I'm sure you'll guess what it is too. All right, let's flip the camera. You're gonna see my beautiful outside. And then let's get started. And just trying to figure out here where my view should be. Just making, so if you're here, can you just give me a thumbs up if everything looks great? I wish I could leave my camera stand set up in my room. I don't have it. I currently have it sitting on my desk, and that's where I like craft. I wish I could, you know, redesign a craft room. I would definitely make a station for just my videos so that I could just leave it set up and all I had to do was put in my phone and not worry about it. All right, so if you really like the Mountain Majestic kit we're using tonight, you can purchase the refill kit. Now you do have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscription to purchase our refill kits, but all the information is right here. You can head to my blog and click shop now and click Paper Pumpkins or type in Paper Pumpkins and you're gonna find it. All right, so this is our Paper Pumpkin box. When you open it up, it is all wrapped in tissue and it's all wrapped, the kit is wrapped in cellophane. Obviously, I've opened it because I've been playing with it. So this is the Mountain Majestic kit. In this kit, this was for May. So remember I told you they come out each month. So the ordering subscription is from like the 10th of the month, no, the 11th of the month to the following. So for example, if you want August kit, you would order from July 11th to August 10th, and then it would ship out after August 11th. So this one makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. And in this, you would get all the supplies to make these cards. The neat thing about this, it does have very detailed pictures. It tells you where, like, what stamp, where you're stamping, where you're putting your, like, if it's tape or dimensionals. It shows you all that. So it is pretty easy to go. And if you are a fan of Paper Pumpkin or do get Paper Pumpkin, if you're looking for alternative ideas, and that's what I've been showing you all week, is go type Mountain Majestic's Paper Pumpkin kit in Pinterest, and you will get tons of ideas that works for this. Each kit comes with a Stampin' Spot. It's like our little ink pads, and the neat thing about this is that they never repeat in a full year. So it's a great way to collect the ink pads, but also to figure out what colors you might want to invest in a bigger ink pad. It always comes, if your first kit, you will get a clear block, so that helps you to do all your stamping. Once that's your first welcome kit, after that they don't come because then you eventually will have your own. It always comes with some types of adhesive, so you get this one package had dimensionals and tear and tape, so that's what you can use. Always comes with a stamp set, and it comes with I want to share this one. Let me share this to my group. It comes with the artwork image, like a little slip, and then the stamps. And what I do is I just store them in our clear envelopes, and then I actually put them on my Ever-Rolly cart from IKEA, and I put that cart beside me. It sits beside me. It has all my scrapbooking stuff on it, and I have these little containers that just look like this. They're from IKEA, and I just put them in here. Like, they just fit perfectly in here. So that's how I store mine. I know some people put them in like a 6x8 album. Some people put them in like a container, whatever works for you. Also, you will get 9 card bases, 9 card bases, that's right, three each of 3 designs, so then you would get the 3 envelopes. After all the creating that I did on the weekend, this is all I have left. I literally have these pieces to create a few more projects with, and I probably will do that. But I wanted to show you what the cards look like, so let me just put this stuff away in here, and then I'll show you what the cards look like. So the 3 cards that you would make in this set is this one. Look, this one really, you had all these different, like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers that you popped up and give them dimension. And you can really see that like right there. So that's why you would use the dimensionals. And it just says, you mean the world to me. You could use that for anything and give it to anybody you want that is special to you. The one thing about sending a card in the mail, it's like a hug. you're giving that person a hug when they open it. And today in the world we are in right now, we definitely need more happy mail. So make a card and send a card. All right, here's another one. This one was actually designed to be like a Father's Day card. I switched it out to be a birthday card. Once again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers on it that we popped up. And then we just stamped those pretty little birds in Misty Moonlight. And my absolute favorite, I could have had a whole box just full of this and I would have been happy, was this one. It totally reminds me of the mountains. I love it. It's like you're standing on the side just looking out and you're seeing the mountains and the lake and the trees. And this one says, thanks for being the person you are. So this is the one that I really like. So tonight I am going to show you a fancy fold card using these pieces. And then I'm going to show you some alternative cards that I've made. I have decided to pair this with the Simply Said stamp set, which is a great one if you're looking for like greetings. Sorry, here, I just feel like my phone, or maybe I need to tighten it a bit. It's going to fall on me. This is a great one because it has like, you know, birthdays, thank yous, just a hello, I miss you, and just a note. So that is a great one. That is the one we're going to use. Also, I am using the Spotlight on Nature dies. If you follow me in my videos, you would know that I'm a huge fan of anything stitched. So when I saw these, I'm gonna have to admit, it took me a full year to buy these. I saw them, I liked them, I saw people using them, but I never really purchased them. And then when I found out they were carrying over, I was like, okay, let's buy them. So we are using this size tonight. And these layer great within each other, but they also work perfectly with our circle punches. So it gives you a little bit more value. So that is Spotlight on Nature dies. All right, so let's get started. I have our measurements that we need here. And know that I will upload this video to my YouTube channel. So if you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, come follow me over there. And I will also upload it and link it back to my blog. So you will always have the measurements and this video to reference, and also a list of all the supplies that I use. So like I said, maybe you're like me and you have this paper pumpkin sitting on your shelf, because I know, raise your hand, how many of us have boxes and boxes of paper pumpkins? My mission this summer is to declutter my box, like my paper pumpkin boxes, and to declutter my room. And what do I mean by that? I'm using product that I have not used in a long time, or product that is not opened. I'm trying to clear it out. All right, so let's get started. So for our bases, let me show you what we're making. So I made this one. It is called a side fold card. I was inspired by a card that I saw. So if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, we have a Facebook group called the Demonstrator Planning Place. You do have to be an active demonstrator to be in that group. And Lisa shared a side card using the new Perfect Painterly Pairs suite. And her name is Lisa Stenza, I think. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really liked that card. So let's create it with the Mountain Majestic. So you're going to start with a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock. So 4 1/4 by 11, and we scored it at 5 1/2. My piece is Lost Lagoon. What we're going to do is I have to remember how I did this because we have to slit it. And I don't want to slit the bottom. All right, so we are going to line this up at 3 inches, and what we're going to do is we're going to, actually, you know what? I'm actually going to do it this way. So 3 inches, we're lining it up, and see, here is my score line right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this, we're going to cut it up to that score line. Now, there are lines on your score blade, and what you want to do is make sure you line them up there, which hopefully I've done and not gone over. Oh, I did that perfectly. So now what we do is we have this slit. Now I did mine opposite, so it's going to be opposite of the way my card is. So this one opens to the left, this one's going to open to the right. No big deal, just showing you a different alternative, right? All right, So let's put this away. So remember, you want to just line this up at 3 inches, and you're going to take your cutting blade and cut up to the slit. So I guess if you wanted your panel to open on the left, you would have done it this way. If you're doing it the other way, you will get it like the way I have it. All right, so I have a piece of black cardstock, and they believe this is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to hear that down. I need to get my glue. You know, I placed an order and my order arrived, and do you think I put tape runners on it? Nope, not forgot, so I'm using glue. All right, so as I showed you, this is actually the card base. So here's the card base. And what I did was I just cut this card base in half and used the pieces to create my project for today. So sometimes when Stampin' Up! Does these printed card bases, think outside the box. You don't have to create all of them the same. You can use some of the pieces to use it. I actually cut this up and made a scrapbook page with it. So if you are a scrapbooker and you didn't see my Facebook Live on Monday, head over to my blog or head to YouTube and you will find the video that has that on it. So that was actually a fun one. All right, so let's go ahead and put this down. So this would measure 2.5 by 5 because I wanted that little bit of black behind it. And we're gonna go put this on our front. Okay, just like that. Oh my gosh, I almost put that upside down. Could you imagine? Okay, I have a piece that is 1 by 5 1/4. It is basic black. Okay, so here is this piece, and you're probably thinking, well, that piece I didn't see anywhere, so where is that? And you are correct. Let me just double check my measurements here. 1 by 5 1/4, so this is actually needs to be by 5. So what I did was I deconstructed an envelope, and I'm gonna show you, just give me a minute. Grab one of our envelopes from the kit. So this was one of the pattern envelopes, and what I literally did was I just pulled it apart and cut off the edges, and then I used it to cut and make my pattern paper. So a different idea of using your products, right? Like thinking outside the box to get a little bit more value. Now, if you really liked those patterns, you could use one of like another strip of your card base. I just wanted to show you some variety. Actually, and I don't want this color. I want Lost Lagoon. I think because I had it. I think I have some already cut here. Give me a minute. Because I was playing with it. Oh, I do. See? So there it is. I deconstructed my envelope, and that is the piece I had because I did that yesterday on my Facebook Live. Okay, so this hopefully should be 5. Oh, it's just a little short, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. If not, I'll see what it looks like. Nope, I need to go 3/4. Okay, we might need to deconstruct an envelope here. Let me just see, depending on how much. It'll work. It will make it work. All right. I do find though, when you do trim it, you really have to like fray your edges because I find with the paper. Remember I said that you can purchase the refill for this kit. So if you're like, wow, I really like those cards. If you're, as long as you're a Paper Pumpkin subscription, you can still order it. When I checked the other day, it was still available in the North America market. If you're here in Canada and don't have a demonstrator, I would love to help you out. And if you are watching from around the world, welcome, welcome. Okay, so there is that. So you can see how this is opening up. We need to grab a piece of white. So let me just pull in some white here. So my card base, oh, I think I got 2 here, is 4 by 5 1/4, and that will be for the inside. Now, I don't think, so on this card, I had leftover pieces, so I layered them in here, but I don't think I have any of those pieces left. Let me just go look to see what we have in my supplies. I think it's more, oh yeah, we do, but they're more like, they're more of the Misty Moonlight. I'm not sure I wanted to use them on my card here. I mean, we could, we can use them. Let's use them. I'll show you. Okay, so what I did was I just layered. So I layered this one first. So let's go ahead and put that one down. And I used tear and tape just because that was what Stampin' Up! Gave us, but also because I didn't want it to show through the glue. So this is our tear and tape. I know there's people who love tear and tape and use it for everything. Me, I choose to use it for boxes and things like that. So we're just going to put this down here. It'll pick up that nice like colors in there. And I'm just going to trim it, flip it over and trim it. Okay, and then we're going to bring in this other piece, and I can go ahead and use glue on that because we're not going to necessarily see it. All right, and there's that. Okay, so let's flip this over and cut that off. And then whoever is writing their message could write their message inside. I tend not to stamp the inside of my images. The images. I tend not to stamp the inside of my cards only because I do have people who purchase my cards and they just like to write their own messages. So it's like that little hidden surprise when they open it up. All right, I have already cut out our Spotlight on Nature die, and I should do Lost Lagoon. What do you think? You think it'll be okay? I was actually going to put this down, but I've already glued it. I was thinking, oh, we could put that, but I think I'm going to put this on my thing here. So let's, what do you think? I'm just trying to play around with it. Maybe I'll just do Happy Birthday. Let me see. Maybe we could add a little bit. You know what? I'm going to fiddle with it. I'm going to just use my nail and add that there. So let's just trim there. We're just trying to use up our pieces. So I think that looks great. Oh yeah, so let's pop this up. Let me find my dimensionals. I've been using up dimensionals like crazy today. I was creating and here, just using up all these little kits things. Look at, I have all these little mini ones that have like our half, just because that's what is working. Okay, so we are going to pop this up to give it a little bit of layers. So this probably came in one of our kits because it's a smaller pack than what you normally would get. Let's bring in one of those little mini dimensionals. You know, I didn't think I needed mini dimensionals in my life, but honestly, they are pretty handy. All right, so let's put this here. Oh, pull this off. My puppy is finally asleep. I had friend over, my daughter had a friend over, and he was up majority of the day, so I think he's going to sleep now. Okay, now we're gonna cover up a little bit of that tree, but that's okay. So we're going to stamp Happy Birthday, and there's actually a really nice Happy Birthday in, you know what, I'm gonna do birthday wishes. Let's do the birthday wishes. I'm gonna stamp it in Memento ink. And I inked up my Memento ink, so I bet you it's gonna be pretty black. All right, so we're using birthday wishes from Simply Said. Ooh, nice and black. Just cleaning my stamps. Always get in the habit of cleaning your stamps. And I don't know about you, but I'm the type of person that likes to tidy up as I go. I know there's people who just like to create and then tidy. It's totally up to you. Whatever works for you. All right, let's put this away. So I'll make sure that's dry. As I said, I re-inked my ink pad this afternoon. Okay. You know, I'm getting onto this glue thing. Maybe I'll just keep the glue. Keep using the glue. Okay, so here is a trick. Now, I know we're covering up a lot of our trees, but that's okay. The trick is you don't want to put glue on both sides, because if you put glue on both sides, guess what's going to happen? You are going to cover up that, you're going to close it shut. I could put it up a little higher. No, I don't see my tree. I want to show more of my tree. Let's give me a minute to think. We're going to do, okay, so I'm going to put tape on this side. I'm going to put dimensionals on this side and leave this side open. So that means that my card will not lay shut and that it will be able to open. And trust me, I've done that before, where you put them on both sides and you're like, how do you open this card? It won't open. All right. And then actually you can still see the tree. All right, so there is our card. It's a little different from my sample, but that's okay. So you know what? That's not going to work, because guess what? It won't open here. You know what? We are going to make a smaller, hold on. We're refiguring this out. Give me 1 minute. You know what? We're going to switch it up and go to Lost Lagoon. Let me grab my mini cutter. See what we can do here. I just don't like the way that is. It's too big. So we're gonna put one up here, and I just want to see what maybe size we want to use. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll just do, let me think here. We're creating as we go. I wonder if we just did like a banner. Let me see. I think that might work. We're gonna try. We're gonna try a banner, and if not, we'll try a circle. Okay, so we are going to use the banners from Stylish Shape, and I'm going to do it in white. All right, so let's put this down. Let me move some things out of my way here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh, all right, so this is our mini Stampin' Cup machine. My color is boho blue. We don't sell the boho blue anymore, but we sell a white one, which totally works too. It's kind of a nice, it's nice. This is great if you are going to like craft with a friend or going to an all-day event. You can take a little one. It will cut a lot of our dies. The only thing it won't do is like a big embossing folders, so then you would have to take your big one. But I like the little one. I didn't think I needed it in my craft room, but I'm glad I did, because when I'm doing Facebook Lives, it's easier to show you the little one. It's much easier to work with than sometimes the bigger one, but we do the bigger one. We have to do the embossing folders. So, all right, let's bring that in, and let's bring in that cinch said. And we're gonna, let's do, actually, no, let's celebrate. Maybe this one could be like for someone who is graduating, someone who is retiring, and maybe they're going to start traveling more. Wouldn't that be nice? So let's celebrate, because I think that's a good one that you could use for many different occasions. You could use it for a birthday card. You could use it for a retirement. You could use it for a congrats card. Or you know what? Maybe you're proud of somebody for doing something and you just want to say, let's celebrate you, because that's fun too. All right, so let's bring in our card. I think I like that much better. Okay, so let's just lost all my things on the tape. All right, so let's pop this up. Bring in our dimensionals. And let's go. At least just this way, by doing it different than how I made it, you are going, now I'm just giving it a little bit of a bend so that it will lay like a little bit. All right, there is our card that says, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate you. You did a fabulous job. Maybe you did something you're super proud of today. So let's celebrate you. So it's a side step card. And you know what? We were supposed to glue this side down. That's what we were supposed to do. See? We're supposed to glue it down. So let's glue that down. Ay, ay, ay. You always forget steps when you're on camera, but I caught it. So let's do this. Close that down. And there is our step card. How fun is that? When somebody opens it up, it just has that little bit of a wow feature. So 2 cards using the side fold, side fun fold, but done 2 different ways. So this one opens on your left side, and then obviously we just did it the little way. And then this one, the way we cut it was a little different. So you're opening on this side, but you have those papers. What do you think? Do you like those cards? I think they're super cute, and what a fun way to let someone know you're thinking of them. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me tonight. I will be, I have more samples to share with you. Don't go away yet. I have more to show. A good thing I saw them. Okay, so these are the cards we made tonight, so different fun alternatives. Let me show you some other projects that I made this week. So this was the one I did yesterday on my Facebook Live. It was also another fun fold. And you just opens like this. So once again, I used the card base to cut it apart. These are from the Lost Lagoon envelope. This was from the die cuts that came in the kit. I just used the label itself. And then I did do the layering, but I just trimmed them to make them fit. So there's one of the cards we made. That one I will be uploading to YouTube tomorrow. I wanted to create just like a fun birthday card. So I used Lost Lagoon in the black. And this was one of the elements that you were to put on top of your card. I just layered those pieces. I didn't pop them up. I kept them flat. And then I did use the birthday stamp set was in the stamp set and created a birthday card. So there's another one we did. And then the last one I did was I used Lost Lagoon in black. I really like that color combination. I felt like it pulled the colors. And what I did was I trimmed one of the card bases to 3 3/4 by 5, and then I cut them into slits. This was a die cut, so I added the trees, and then this actually came in the kit. So it's just a way of saying thank you for being the person you are. So as you can see, I have made 5 cards, 5 alternative cards using the Mountain Majestic Paper Pumpkin Kit. As I said at the beginning, our paper pumpkin kits are getting, they're like each month they're amazing. I love, sometimes I get 2 boxes, sometimes I get 1 depending on what the kit is itself. I kind of wish I would have got 2 for this one, so I think it's going to be super cute. And as I said, the subscription period is from the 11th of the month to the following 10th of the month. So for example, you would order from July 11th to August 10th to get the August kit. All right, everyone. If you have not checked out Paper Pumpkin, I would encourage you to do so. There is a Paper Pumpkin page on Facebook. There's also a Paper Pumpkin page for demonstrators. If you're on Pinterest, search Paper Pumpkin alternatives and you'll get tons of ideas. It'll tell you by the kit. Oh, and I just lost my train of thought. And like I said, there's some months where I create the kit just the way it is, and there's other months where I like to make alternatives. And it just helps stretch the kit, and it's a great way to think outside the box to see what you could do. Oh my gosh, that was a mumble jumble tonight. I don't know why I was all mumble jumbled. Maybe it was all the chocolate I had today. All All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me this week for our Facebook Live. I hope I've inspired you to pull out your Mountain Majestic paper pumpkin kit and create with it. If you don't have the kit and really like what I did, remember, if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can order the refill kit, which with the refill kit, you don't get the stamp set. So you wouldn't get this in your kit. You would just get all the supplies, but you could easily use whatever stamp set you had on hand. Make sure you set your alarms for next week, Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I will be back. I'm showing you a brand new suite that was just released at the beginning of July in our new online exclusives. I'm excited to share it with you. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your night, a fabulous week and a fabulous weekend. Stay cool if you're in hot and humid weather. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Chat with you soon. Bye.